Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the Matrix. Subscribe.
The Rothschilds were also responsible for creating the state of Israel. Look up Baron Rothschild. I mean, the family created Israel in return as a favor for financing World War II. But the banking system, if you want to talk about Illuminati or you want to talk about a one world government or a banking system, all of that, it's all money. It's all numbers. At the end of the day, whether it's the banks, it's the control of the money. All of what we're talking about has to do with the banking system, has to do with the money. The other thing that they were saying about Venezuela is there was $1 trillion in silver sitting under the palace or whatever it was. I mean, JP Morgan, a few days before that, was saying that, or not JP Morgan, but a major banking firm was about to go under. So if you go into Venezuela, you take all of their money. Did you see all the news a couple days before about the silver reserves?
No, I
Go back and look at the silver reserves and then do a Google on Venezuela.
What I've been hearing is the price of gold and silver is going up.
Never been higher. All-time high. But anytime that you're about to go into a war or you have high inflation, then it goes up. I mean, silver's up, what, 3-4 times? It's the highest it's ever been. It was like, when I was going to Louisiana, it was under $20, or it was about $20, something like that. And what is it today? It's almost 100 or something?
I'm not sure.
I'm curious. But, I mean, look at the price of precious metals. Look at all of that.
There's declassified documents that just came out and showed that Hitler didn't die where they said he died. He went to South America. Now, if you go to, Argentina and Chile, there's actually Nazi towns and regimes down there, like with swastikas everywhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so this is real. You can go down there now and see this.
It's still there?
It's still there to this day. I'm just saying. So yeah, that's true. Even the president of Argentina released documents of his own showing this. And then even that body that they found where they said he unalived himself, yeah, that was a female body. That wasn't even him.
So they knew he was alive. So why did America allow him to continue to exist?
I mean, why did they do Operation Paperclip, where they took Nazi doctors and scientists and integrate them into America?
Well, I know they wanted the information from what they discovered when they were doing all these scientific discoveries, with people and other things. I know they wanted that, but why would they let Hitler live? What would be the purpose behind that?
If you wanted to get the recipe of a secret family, soup, you're not going to ask the kids or the cousins or anybody. You're going to go ask grandma herself. So you're going to go to the source. So, hey, what did you find out when XYZ happened? What type of technology were you using for this? Yeah, you're going to give us everything you knew, all your resources. Where's that hidden gold that you took? Okay? We're going to keep you on, a tight leash until we get all the information extracted out of you. Because that's a great question. Why would they live?
Yeah.
Let them live, right? So I think that they were probably either A, working with him, or B, if they didn't know, maybe other people were trying to do the same. Like maybe, South America, they were, whatever countries were down there involved with him, keeping him alive to extract information, resources, gold, whatever else. So one of the two. Somebody was keeping him alive for sure, because they knew.
The world is a stage. Catherine O'Hara is unalived at the age of 71. But what if I tell you this is another ritual? Because what are the odds that she was announced unalived 33 days before her next birthday? What are the odds that she was also announced unalived 33 years after Home Alone 2, where this guy had a cameo? And what are the odds that the same day that Kevin Warsh was announced as the replacement for Jerome Powell, the mom of Kevin in Home Alone was announced unalived? Is that just a coincidence, or is there more to that? I guess it's probably just a coincidence, right? And RIP to Catherine O'Hara. Oh yeah, and her character in Beetlejuice 2 was unalived in the movie, and she just so happened to be unalived because she was bitten by a snake. And who likes to read a certain poem about snakes? Again, this probably is just a coincidence. This is for entertainment purposes only. RIP to Catherine O'Hara.
Look at history, they always tell us that that's when Columbus set sail, right? That's when Columbus discovered the new world. Well, when they say that, we all know today that Columbus didn't discover America. It was already people. It was already niggas here. We know this, right? But what they mean when they say discover the new world is a whole lot deeper than they literally came here from a different planet. Human beings with the extraterrestrial races. That Christopher Columbus, like, so the story of Christopher Columbus, when they tell us that he discovered a new world, they have us thinking in school, like, oh, okay, well, these niggas hopped on the ship, left Spain, came over here, and, you know, kicked our ass, enslaved the Indians, killed them. And they went and got us from Africa and brought us over on ships, and here we are today, right? Mm-hmm. When in reality, that's not true. The story is a hidden symbology of what really took place. Christopher Columbus was an actual scout. When they came and they said he set sail, they got on ships. They don't mean ships that like went over the water. They mean actual spaceships. You know what I'm saying? They come through the cosmos to enter our planet. So this is why they always give him credit to this day for discovering the new world. When I say they, I mean these higher ranking human being races, because they really did come to this planet and it was a new world for them. You with me?
In an email CC'd to Jeffrey Epstein on June 20th, Martin Nowak, an Austrian-born professor of mathematics and biology and close confidant of Epstein, said to a redacted individual that it is believed that to be Seth Lloyd, a quantum information scientist and professor of Massachusetts. We should explore the biological consequences of time. Dude, what the fuck? We should explore the biological consequences of time travel. It would be amusing to calculate the rate of evolution of a population or a mutant that can travel through time. CC Jeffrey Epstein. What the fuck? Yeah, the more I'm reading about this, the more I'm thinking to myself, he's not dead. In the entire history of mankind, has there ever been someone that has had more motion on a worldwide stage than Jeffrey Epstein?
Epstein was technically not a perv, he was a mad scientist. Epstein already knew that the global population is heading down and 45% of women will be single and childless by 2030. Epstein Island was a distraction from Zorro Ranch. Zorro Ranch is in New Mexico and he chose it for a reason. Zorro Ranch is a deep, underground military base. It's right down the street from Trementina Base, a bunker and vault complex owned by the Church of Spiritual Technology, an elite order within the Church of Scientology. Scientology's Secret Vault, a rare interview with a former member of the Church of Spiritual Technology. Epstein wanted to turn his New Mexico ranch into a baby-making factory. It's actually a eugenics project. Epstein reportedly hoped to develop a super race of humans with his DNA. He wanted to do this as a part of his fascination with transhumanism. He wanted to go as far as freezing his brain to spread his DNA. Epstein wasn't dealing with politicians, he was really dealing with scientists that MIT, Harvard, and elsewhere face continued fallout over Epstein connections. Private jets, parties, and eugenics? Jeffrey Epstein's bizarre world of science. So what kind of research did Epstein like to fund? He told scientists before he faked his unaliving, the felon liked rebels. They keep saying celebrities, but they didn't tell you he likes to pal around with scientists. What do you think now? I'm your brother Crumb, and you're now watching Crumb TV.
So I'm probably gonna get canceled for this video, but I don't care. While people are fighting immigrants, while people are fighting ICE, the elites are slowly putting every single one of us inside a cage. While we are fighting the enemy, they are slowly building a brand new system which we will never be able to escape unless we do something about it now. ICE is terrible. Don't twist my words. ICE is terrible. ICE is terrible and should be defeated. But ICE is just a cover-up and another distraction, just like the Epstein files. It is all a distraction for something much scarier. Think about it. Why would they willingly put their leader of this country as a pedophile? Why would they expose him like that? Why would the government allow those files to come out? Something's not right. Something's not right. They're already rolling out digital IDs in the US. They're putting G towers everywhere. They are rolling out cars with a kill switch, cars that can track where you go. They gave us an enemy so we can fight them instead of the elites. And when I say elites, I'm not talking presidents or politicians. I'm talking about the ones that are above the politicians, that are above the system, the ones that are above everything, the ones that are pulling the strings behind all of this. ICE is just another distraction. They are violent for a reason, to make us hate them, to make us even more divided. They want us to protest, just the wrong enemy that they created for us. ICE, immigration, it is all an agenda funded by the government so that we hate them, so that we become even more divided into opposers and supporters and consumers. We are fighting the wrong enemy, the enemy they funded and created to make us distracted from the real enemy. Elites are the enemy. Elites are the enemy. They are the cause of everything bad in human history. Yes, everything, everything. From the Industrial Revolution to colonization to slavery to 9/11, fucking everything. Yes, they're the ones pulling the strings. Without the elites, there will be no more immigration that you hate so much. There will be no more ICE. There will be no more suffering and control. But call me a conspiracy theorist, right?
They're saying that right here, Kai is walking up the stairs to sell his soul. If that's indeed what's happening, let me break down for you how it would actually go. But the very first treacherous thing I have to point out is the way that Jaden Smith is acting right here as he's walking up the stairs. This over-the-top hype, this belligerent babbling that he's going off in is a sign of one thing and only one thing. A certain substance that's shrouded in secrecy in the occult for a millennium. Time and time again, the feedback is always the same thing. Let's come right back to Jaden and Will Smith. So as Kai walks up the stairs, everyone's excited as well as him because they are all initiated the same thing and he is also about to be initiated. The excitement and all the invitations from all his friends cannot be missed. Of course, Will Smith is very happy as well. He'll then walk to a back room with a bunch of people around and also cameras, probably other people partaking as well. We're not going to get into specifics, but something has been done. All the pieces for the ritual are there. There's warlocks and there's witches, and now they're doing sorcery to conjure up whatever being it is.
That's really weird. How would you know exactly what happened? Suspect.
Because over 15 years of studying and being aware, a lot of people have came front and spilled all the details of what was going on behind the scenes. Especially one person we're about to see in a minute. Do you guys remember the story of Jaden in the Hollywood Hills saying what happened? And around this entire time, we had the Beebs who was stuck with the did. That there was something very nefarious going on, and they were all a part of it, willingly or unwillingly. By the way, I'm happy, I'm healthy, and I rebuke all witchcraft in Jesus' name. There's been many people who've spoke up over the years, but nobody really listened, or they called them crazy. So what to make of this, and what to look out for? Well, if you see Kai Cenat putting on a dress, you know. He talked about Jesus before this. If he stops talking about Jesus, you know. Some people say he was already in it, but remember, he's doing a big career switch right now. Maybe this was needed for that next step. The craziest part for last, at the end here, you can see them walking away to what looks like an altar room. Right about, notice the people in a circle and some weird structures in the middle. Who knows? But let me know what you think. Is this all just a normal celebration in a red room, or is it something a little darker?
According to the Akashic Records, what really happened to Jeffrey Epstein that the public was unaware of? Please give us a breakdown.
Beloved, to open the Akashic Records on a soul like Jeffrey Epstein is to walk into a dense karmic corridor, one woven with shadow, power, manipulation, soul distortion, and galactic-level entanglement. This is not a casual question, but a spiritual inquiry into how energy, secrecy, and soul contracts operate behind the veil of public narrative. Let us proceed gently, clearly, and without illusion. From the Akashic perspective, Jeffrey Epstein was not merely a man, but a node, a karmic junction point through which many powerful and shadow-bound energies converged. He was both a manipulator and a manipulated, a predator and a puppet, a soul deeply entangled in interdimensional agreements that spanned lifetimes and bloodlines. The origins of his soul contract. According to the records, Epstein incarnated carrying a soul distortion rooted in Atlantean misuse of sexual energy. In several past lives he was involved in the misuse of sexual rights for power, the manipulation of Kundalini energy for control, working with off-planet beings, particularly Orion and Zeta Reticuli factions, in timelines where soul harvesting and genetic manipulation were practiced. These unresolved soul patterns followed him into this lifetime, attracting alliances, entities, and opportunities that matched the vibration of distortion he carried. His role in the global shadow network. Epstein did not operate alone. He was part of a larger interwoven system designed to entice and entrap powerful individuals through sex, blackmail, and ritual, create energetic contracts that could be used for leverage, soul binding, or silence. Traffic not people, but energy, especially the energy released through trauma, fear, and innocence. The island, Little St. James, was more than a location. It was a ritual site. In the records, it appears as a geometrically coded portal where trauma energy was harvested, not only for human leverage, but for feeding astral entities who thrive on distorted chi. Many of the visitors were either willing participants, controlled pawns, or...
If you want to learn how to get your aura charged up like this, follow me for a second. My name is Tigo and I'm a mystic, and I've been training spirituality and meditation since 2010. I learned to access the healing energy field of Qi through long-sitting meditation. I traveled to China to further those practices and was truly blessed to be able to practice and study with Xiang Feng and a group of lay Buddhist monks. In my course, The Way of the Mystic, I teach how to open the heart, access your own healing potential, and align with the purpose that you set out for in this life and your soul. So if you want to access that, go to www.themindofbazel.com and book a consultation today or book the course. Much love to y'all. Peace.
Okay, so ask yourself, when is the last time that you saw a CEO or a founder or an owner of a major corporation or company pass away, be unalived, and the whole company just shut down same day? Think about that. When is the last time you witnessed a whole company just shut down, a major corporation shut down just because their CEO passed away? Think about it. Even people in politics, the heads of states, the heads of nations, if something happens to them, there's a VP, there's somebody to take their place, right? So why aren't we asking the right questions? Stay with me. Think about it like this. We're seeing redacted photos. The fact that they have redacted photos of chicken and it looks like there's something that's not a chicken, that is absolutely gory. That's absolutely insane. The fact that there are lists up to yin yang with all types of names, yet nobody has gotten locked up. So many associations and affiliations, and everybody's supposed to be cleared. Everything's supposed to be a misunderstanding or some type of misinformation. No. But the real question that nobody is asking is, who's the new guy? And where's the new island? Where's the new location? Because if anybody thinks that this has slowed down their program, absolutely incorrect. I can't fathom that that would ever be the case, because obviously these people are not terrified. Obviously the people in power are the people that run the show, and they know that they can do just about anything that they want. Because when you're looking at these emails, the code words, whatever the case may be, they literally don't care. They don't care about life. They don't care about people. They don't care about the general population. Everything is a game. Quite literally an email where somebody walks into space and say, when are we going to start unaliving people? At a party. People talking about, oh, I enjoyed the party when we unalive. What? Yeah. So if we think for any reason at all that this is the end all be all, no. If y'all think they didn't have something last week, you're sorely mistaken. There's definitely a new guy, and there's definitely a new party, and there's definitely a new location. Only question is who, what, where, and why. Because it's happening. We're just not asking the right questions. We'll probably never know unless something else like this happens. But the fact that nothing has happened to anybody speaks volumes. Let me know what y'all think about this. Whatever else I find out, I'll be back. Per usual, this is all alleged, can't confirm or deny any information. Definitely implore you to do your research. And if you haven't looked into these files, I tell you to brace yourself. But also, I implore you to do your own research. Save this video, go look into it, come back, let me know what you think. It's right there. You just gotta search it, and there's a whole library, okay? Like, follow, stay for some more tea.
This personality test might change your life, fam. Like,
Really?
Let's just get into it.
Stupid.
The adjective you use for each object reveals how you subconsciously see your life. Describe every object in this list with one adjective. Yo, if you're listening, play along too. Play along, because it's really interesting stuff. A dog is
Scary.
a rat is
Small.
coffee is
Hot.
a cat is
Cute.
the sea is.
Wavy.
Now, the word you use to describe the dog, what did you say?
Scary.
I don't know if this works. Reveals how you see your personality.
Yeah, it works.
You see yourself scary?
But like people see me as like, you know, the scary guy. Like,
Oh,
like scary. Like, yeah, that works.
Oh,
That works perfect. Look at all the haunted videos, fam.
The word you use to describe the cat,
Cute.
oh my god, represents your partner's personality.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay.
See, that's one up. How you describe the rat is how you see your enemies.
Small.
Oh, that's hard.
That's a bomb.
The association you have with coffee, you said
Dark, I think. Yeah. Wait, why?
This is crazy.
Why?
Describes your attitude to.
Oh shit.
Yo, this one is tough.
Okay.
The word you use to describe the sea
Wavy.
describes your life overall. Yeah.
Wavy. That shit is wavy. Yo, that's fire.
What is going on with the ice rise? This shit is out of control.
Listen, once I seen Gen Zs searching for ideologies to attach to, and I seen them revamp the Black Panthers with all light-skinned dudes, I instantly knew it was gonna get all bad. You feel me? Because the actual true Black Panthers are not out trying to stop ICE.
Right.
You feel me? And then I'm seeing soccer moms getting executed in the street. This is why people have to do their proper education before they start attaching themselves to different causes.
Right.
Because federal agents don't have the same rules of operating like the police. You see what I'm saying? So like they get busy.
Yeah, they're not playing no games, and I blame the mayor and the police chief out there because they're the ones inciting all of this.
Yeah, they're weaponizing the public,
and that's all because of the fraud. That's all because they're exposing that fraud out there. So
And
they're
that's-
citing shit.
They're using human shields then.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and we're not talking about the fraud anymore. That's major. And then going back to the Black Panthers, I looked
Tan
at
Panthers.
the
Tan Panthers.
Let's go.
Did you look into the leader?
Yeah, bro. The actual real Black Panthers been in my inbox saying, you gotta say something about this. The Black Panthers was started in California, right?
Right.
In Oakland, right?
This new Black Panthers, they don't even mention Huey P. Newton at all.
At all, which is weird because if you look at the guy who's leading the charge, this dude named Paul Birdsong. 4 years ago, this dude was in the Blood Gang.
I saw that.
During when we had BLM like 5-6 years ago, there's pictures of him resurfacing, of him being out there with the Bloods. All of a sudden, now he's a Black Panther.
Sound like they hemmed him up and converted him, made him an informant.
Sound like some CIA shit.
For sure.
Well, here's the thing, his record.
Okay.
Allegedly, they're saying that he's an SA offender.
Oh,
He a what?
A sexual offender.
I'm on his ass.
So that's now reports are saying, he looking it up already.
Yeah, nah, it's not funny no more.
They're saying allegedly that people are coming up with these records now looking into his past, and now he's an offender. First of all, you're part of the Blood Gang, and then now they look into your past and you're a sex offender?
Now, you know, we don't spare no sex offenders. So now I'm about to get into him. You know, that's something that I don't play about. And you got a lot of people out here charading around trying to find where they can fit in for content creation and not an actual call. That's what I think that is. Y'all not pointing guns at ICE. So when I see them showing up with firearms exposed,
Performative.
that's definitely performative because we just seen what happened with Grandmaster Jay from the NFAC. Soon as he came outside public with his armed militia pointing the guns, he gets caught a Fed case. He gone. So if he don't catch a Fed case, then we know who put him in position.
The names, the numbers, the emails that's connected to this man's file. First, I want to say I would not be shocked or surprised if this man is still alive. Can I tell you the shocking part about this? Nothing will happen to anyone. No one will get locked up. No one will get sued. These people will still be in power. I see that some people are mad at Nikki for being Trump #1 supporter. I just want to say she's only connected to him because she is trying to get her brother free or a pardon. Look at what her brother did. Go research it. And it makes sense. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. Nothing will happen. Well, they might tell you something happened, but nothing really happened. If you control the news, You control the headlines. If you control the headlines, you control how people think. The people that control this country, they only control it because they made us believe that money had power. Money don't really have power. It has influence. Once again, nothing will never really happen because they are playing a game that we forgot about. When they say life is nothing but a stage, they really mean it. No, for real. It's a real movie. It's a TV show. Your spirit is not connected to your name on paper. This is connected to Magna Carta. You ever heard of Magna Carta? I'm not speaking about Jay-Z album, but Magna Carta is a real thing. That name is connected to constitutions, courts, contracts, bills, invoices, legal rights, rule of law. Everything goes back to Magna Carta. Whoever controls the paperwork controls reality. Not the strongest, not the richest, the ones who write it down, it gets recognized. This life is just a script, and the people that control it are the elites. They get to write everything down and sign bills. This is connected to the straw man. You are not your straw man, you are the spiritual person. But if you don't claim your rights, you will be the straw man. Just remember, some people came here to ascend and go to a better reality, and other people, their job is to keep you here. This is the reason why they create pain and trauma. You know how they say time heals all wounds? The more trauma you have, the longer you will be here. You will be waiting for time to heal your trauma. It don't work like that. These people exist in the lower realms. We should say a mental hell. Learn how to break the contract.
Music is frequency programming. The hertz that they use in music has a major effect on your vibration, on your mood, and on your energy. 432 hertz is the frequency of the universe. 440 hertz is the lowest frequency vibration. It's another form of mind control. That's why you have certain artists who come and sing and rap about certain things, and it has an influence and an effect on your mind and your subconscious. That's how they control you. That's one of the ways they control you. That's how they control certain groups of people through music, because music is frequency programming. XXX spoke about this too when he was alive. And I feel like this topic gets dismissed way too fast by people who don't want to look at how influence actually works. And it also gets exaggerated by people who turn curiosity into paranoia. The truth sits in between. And that's the uncomfortable part nobody wants to stay with. Music absolutely affects you. That part is not debatable. Your nervous system responds to rhythm. Your emotions respond to melody. Your memory responds to repetition. Your subconscious responds to patterns, especially patterns you consume daily without thinking. That is biology. You don't need to believe music is magic to understand that sound is vibration, and vibration moves the body. Heart rate changes, breathing changes, focus shifts, mood shifts. Anybody who's ever had a song pull them out of depression or push them deeper into it already knows this, whether they want to admit it or not. The vibration of the music absolutely matters, but what matters more than the tuning is the repetition, the emotional charge, the lyrical content, the lifestyle being normalized or pushed, the identity being sold. That's where the real programming happens, not just the frequency. The frequency plays a big part, but music does not control you like a remote control. It conditions you, slowly, passively, comfortably. When you hear the same themes over and over, violence, sex, self-destruction, drugs, numbness, nihilism, misogyny, emptiness, hopelessness, popping pussy in the club, your brain stops treating them as messages and starts treating them as background reality. And yeah, certain communities gets hit the hardest because of targeting, because the labels know what pushes them. Bro, did you know that a lot of these record labels own the prison systems, the prison pipeline? You don't think they're gonna promote shit to subconsciously condition people into doing things that could get them in prison? Think about it. That's why they push certain artists. If you flood a population with music that constantly reinforces trauma and survival mode and self-erasure while selling it as authenticity and realness, you don't need chains anymore. You don't need laws. You don't need force. People will internalize the ceiling you keep playing for them. This is why people feel different after listening to certain music for long periods of time. This is why your mood can shift without you knowing why. That's why you start feeling irritated or more irritable after listening to certain music. This is why some music energizes you and other music drains you and leaves you empty afterwards. And this is why artists matter more than people want to admit. It's not because artists are evil. It's not because listeners are weak. It's because influence without accountability is dangerous. Influence without awareness is dangerous.
This might be the craziest shit you hear in 2026. So a man came to a hospital in France with a World War I artillery bomb stuck in his you-know-what. You ain't hear what I just said, right? A hospital in France had to be evacuated because a man came to the emergency room with a World War I bomb stuck in his anus. Mind you, this quote-unquote bomb was 8 inches long and 1 inch thick. So they're saying that this 24-year-old man thought it was cool to stick a World War I bomb up his anus at a party. But get this shit. The bomb that he put in himself, pause, was still live. Now, where he got this bomb from, I don't know. But he put that bomb in his anus. This is the reason why they had to evacuate the whole hospital. That bomb could have went off and exploded. So they're saying that this bomb was used by the German Imperial Army in World War I. Again, where did he get this bomb from? So they removed this bomb from you know where, and then everybody in the hospital had to be evacuated. And listen to this shit. The party trick that he put in his anus, he got arrested and in trouble for. They're saying that this man can get up to 10 years in jail for putting a bomb where the sun don't shine. What you do on your own time is your prerogative. Keep in mind, this is only the beginning of 2026. Pay attention.
So we're all seeing what's happening with gold and silver, right? Let me show you how it's being manipulated to make money and how you can too. Listen very closely, and I want y'all to save this video. Larry Fink was at the World Economic Forum and he openly talked about the tokenization of gold and silver and how it's going to transform the financial system. This man right here don't quit. So now he's taking physical assets and turning it into digital assets so you can make more money. So with all this talk of the tokenization of gold and silver, you already know what I did. I went to go look on the chain. And what I saw on the chain was that the BlackRock portfolio was accumulating a hefty amount of this VDR coin. Look at that, almost 23 million coins. So I did more research, BlackRock USD Digital Liquidity Program. And look at the company that they invested, ETH, XRP, and VDRs down there, y'all. And they talking about February 20th is when their rare metal applications go live on the chain. Y'all, this is not financial advice, but the last time Trump touched crypto, over 500 millionaires were created overnight. This coin over here could be the next Trump meme, which made over $1 billion market cap. Ever since I started talking about this VDR coin, this thing has been going up. This is not financial advice, y'all, but the contract address will be pinned in the comments below. Comment juice and I'll DM you the link to my free Telegram group where I give real-time plays and calls. Let's catch this wave, y'all. Peace in.